I have the great opportunity to speak to Alan Pollack, who's here from do you know about the Unsung Hero? We have a lot of heroes in our valley as far as I'm concerned. Every time I turn around, I get to read a story about another individual who is doing something for the Santa Clarita Valley, depending on what organization we're talking with. So today, we're talking with Alan about the Unsung Hero for the Santa Clarita Valley, the Historical Society. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm president of the Historical Society.
Well, hi there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. So tell me a little bit about the Unsung Hero of the Month.
You tell me what.
Or what are we here to talk about today?
Actually, I was called in by you guys.
You were called in by us?
Yes.
Well, what are you up to?
Actually, the main thing we're up to right now is we are trying to get a national memorial status for the St. Francis Dam site up in San Francisco Canyon.
Now, I had the good pleasure of speaking to you about this a little bit last year. You came in.
That's right. That's right.
What has transpired in the last few months since we chatted? Anything new?
Well, we have a bill that was introduced by Congressman Steve Knight. It's now sitting in the House of Representatives in the House Natural Resources Committee, and he is currently negotiating with them to get the bill passed through the committee so that we can go to a vote on the House of the floor. And we're hoping that might occur in the next few months, possibly.
Now, you are quite well versed in the St. Francis Dam disaster. This is something that was one of the greatest tragedies in California, not that far from where we're sitting right now. Can you walk me through the St. Francis Dam disaster, a thumbnail sketch of that day?
Yeah, this was a dam that was built by the city of Los Angeles under the tutelage of William Mulholland, who was the water chief at the time, and it had to do with the Los Angeles Aqueduct, which was built in 1913 to provide water to the city, and which allowed the city of Los Angeles to grow from a small town really to the huge metropolis that it is today.
Because you need water. Water is one of our greatest resources.
Yeah, as we know very well from the drought this year. And so he built a series of dams in Los Angeles so that we had an adequate supply of water in case of things like the San Andreas Fault breaking the dam in a big earthquake. And there was a whole intrigue going on in the Owens Valley with people that were rather ticked off at Los Angeles for having, in their perception, stolen their water from the Owens Valley without adequate compensation. And that's a whole nother story. But because of that, one of the dams he built was the St. Francis Dam, which he built out in the canyon just to the north of us here in San Francisco Canyon. And that dam had a number of problems. It was built in a bad geologic location. It was not built properly or correctly, and there's debate as to how much they should have known or should not have known as far as how they built it. And the dam ruptured on the just close to midnight on March 12th, 1928, and sent a big wall of water down San Francisco Canyon and then down the Santa Clara River Valley, down through Piru, Fillmore, Santa Paula, Satacoy, and killed, we believe, up to 431 people.
It was the middle of the night. It was silent, and it was one of the greatest disasters that's ever occurred in California.
Yeah, interesting. It was as far as loss of life, the second worst disaster in California history, the first being the San Francisco earthquake of 1906, and really one of the top 20 or 25 in all of American history, and yet nobody today remembers it.
Wow. Now, as president of the Santa Clarita Valley Historical Society, Alan Pollack, there are a number, there's an annual lecture, there's a bus tour, people can come and see that, but really, we have the 88th anniversary of this coming up, and what a great tribute to this area and this disaster to be able to put up a marker or some kind of recognition for this.
Yeah. Well, how this came about, I actually took a trip to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania about 3 or 4 years ago, and I had the opportunity to visit Johnstown, Pennsylvania, which is a site of one of the worst dam disaster in American history. And they have there a national memorial run by the National Park Service with visitor center, museum tours, and the whole bit. And when I came, I then came back home and read about that disaster, and I knew a lot about our disaster here, and there's so many similarities between the two. And I figured if we have a national memorial there, why not try to get one here?
Yes.
And so that's where we came up with that idea.
Yes. And so now you guys have an upcoming event. This is taking place Saturday, February 27th. And this is Old Town Newhall Library in Lyons. This is the author and documentary film producer John Wilkman's going to give a talk on his new book. And this is about the disaster, flood path, the deadliest man-made disaster of the 20th century America and making of modern Los Angeles. And it's such a big point in history where this area changed. Water was the key to any kind of life or growth or industry here in our area. Now, have you read Mr. Wilkman's book?
I'm in the middle of reading it, and actually, this is kind of going to turn out to be the year of the St. Francis Dam disaster, I think. Along with the bill that we've introduced, two major books came out this year, one of which is by Wilkman, and we're going to have both authors come and speak to the public at the Newhall Library. The one that you just mentioned, and there's going to be another one in May. I believe it's Saturday in May, maybe like about the 21st. You can correct me if I'm wrong there. And that is Donald Jackson, who who came out with another book on the dam. These are both major books that are really advancing the knowledge of the dam disaster, and should be really great events. The two really dynamic authors.
All right. So again, Saturday, February 27th at 2 p.m. It is free. It's the Old Town Newhall Library at Lyons Avenue and Main Street. You'll have an opportunity, I'm sure, to get the book and listen to John Wilkman and the new insights on the St. Francis Dam disaster. And we're talking with Alan Pollack, who's the president of the Santa Clarita Valley Historical Society. If you'd like to learn more, I invite you to go over to scvhs.org and get an opportunity to find out more of what's happening with the St. Francis Dam Memorial and all of the other events leading up to some of these other events. Alan, thank you for stopping by.
Well, thank you for having me.
And thank you for everything that you do for the Santa Clarita Valley, and how very nice that we have such a great historical society, because the area is very much steeped in history, and I'm hoping more people will get involved and come and see you and be part of your event this year. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.